Good evening and welcome into BamaCentral's Instant Analysis. I am Will Miller here tonight with Joe Gaither and Austin Hannon as we break down the 8-0 win by Alabama over Boston College that sent the Crimson Tide to its first super regional berth in the NCAA tournament since 2010. Austin, great night on the mound for Jacob McNary. His last outing here at Sewell Thomas Stadium, the fifth-year senior, got drafted, came back, and really made the most of it tonight. 7.2 shutout, couldn't ask for much more.
Yeah. I mean, it was great to see it for him. The Athens, Alabama guy, like you said, he came back for one more year. He said it tonight. He said he doesn't really usually get emotional, but tonight was a little different. We saw him kind of wipe his eye as he walked off the field with his jersey. Got the big hug from Jason Jackson, who's been his pitching coach the whole time. And what a performance. I mean, obviously, we both saw him in Hoover kind of melt down in the game that ended up sealing their fate in that tournament. And then he came out here today and finished it off, and it was a 3-0 perfect record at the regional. Yeah, I mean, it's great for him. It's a funny story Jason Jackson was telling us that Mac told him before the game that it seemed like Jacob was throwing the ball harder, which they said was not necessarily a good thing because sometimes he starts to lift pitches. But just that the emotion that was there, the care was there, and he said, you know, there's no other guy like Jacob and like Garrett McMillan that care as much as those two guys do about playing for the Crimson Tide and you know, sporting that A on their chest. So if anybody was to do it, it was definitely Jacob McNary, the fifth-year guy, and what a way to go out.
Joe, two-out matchup with the bats all night, especially in the first inning, set the tone early. 4 runs after the leadoff, 2 guys both got out, but really that was consistent throughout the night. The offense really came to life with 2 men going. How important is that tonight?
Unbelievably important. The maturity shown at the plate throughout the evening. You specifically mentioned the first inning. You have 3 guys walked and you have 2 hit by pitch right there in the first inning. So patient at bats, working the count and getting pitches that the guys can really get after. It was a great offensive effort, but Jacob McNary, like you said, closed the game on both sides. Alabama would put a complete effort to close this regional out.
All told, a very positive outcome for Alabama in the final game at Sewell Thomas Stadium this season. 3-0 in this Tuscaloosa regional, unbeaten record. They'll move on to Winston-Salem, North Carolina next weekend to take on number 1, the top seed in the tournament, the Wake Forest Demon Deacons. And the winner of that, we all know, gentlemen, the winner of that goes to the promised land. For BamaCentral, I'm Will Miller, here with Joe Gaither and Austin Hannon. Good night, everybody. Good evening and welcome into BamaCentral's Instant Analysis. I am Will Miller here tonight.